Hello, angels, and welcome back to another episode of the Money Mindset Management Podcast. Guys, today we are hopping right freaking in because I have so much to tell you, and I have like this transmutation of things that I need to share with you that I'm absolutely bursting at the seams to share. So we're gonna hop right in. I have lots to tell you, like lots of updates, but we're gonna do that in our next episode because we have to hop right in. Okay, so I have the most interesting story to tell you guys, and I got so much from this. It literally changed my life, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Okay, so last week I was in Mexico. I was in Holbox, Mexico. It's an island. It's a 2-hour drive, like north of Cancun, and it's magical. It was so funny because I didn't realize, but we booked it there during rainy season. And it was so funny because T was like, "Did you not like check the weather?" I'm like, "No, it's Mexico. I just thought it would be sunny the whole time. Like, it's Mexico." Turns out it was rainy season. So when we showed up, like, I was gonna say the roads were completely flooded. It was raining. It was a whole experience. And I learned so much from that. It was such a gift. And one of the days I was there with my, I call her my assistant, but she's definitely not my assistant. She works for marketing in MRH and Higher Self, Rach. And we are just, staying there gabbing along as we do. And we were sitting next to these people who started talking to us, making conversation. And it was so funny because me and Rach started talking about how we want to start this segment for I guess the Higher Self app, but also my personal page, where in live time I clear people's blocks. And these people were asking us what we do, why we're there, etc. And we're like, we have an app, this is what we do, and they're so interested by it, so we started talking about it. And one of the guys, I was like, okay, Rachel's like, why don't we use you as our first like case study? And so I asked him, okay, what is your biggest money block? And he's like, I don't have one. And I was like, okay, like, what's your biggest money obstacle? He's like, I don't have one. I was like, wait, what? I was like, hold the phone. What do you mean? What do you mean? And he's like, I just don't have any problems with money. I was like, wow, that I've literally never heard anyone say that. Like, that's amazing. Tell me more. Like, I was just so like, what? And I don't know how we got here. And this is classic. Like, I feel like I'm sure this happens to so many of you, but when I meet people, they tell me their whole life story, and then they're like, oh my God, I've never told anyone this before. It's like I have a sticker on my forehead that says, tell me your life story and tell me all your secrets. And he was like, yeah, I don't tell people this, but yeah, I make over $1 million a month. You can imagine my face. I was like, sorry, what? You make $1 million a month? What do you mean you make $1 million a month? He's like, yeah, over $1 million a month. I'm like, US? He's like, yeah. I was like, wow. And I proceeded to just like low-key interview him. And I was like, well, when did you start? He's like, I don't really care about money. I'm like, what do you mean you don't care about money? He's like, I just don't care about money. I don't do things for money. And he's like, I think when people start doing things for money is when they struggle. And when people start wanting more of something, they will struggle to get it. And that just hit for me. I see this so much. And it's such an oxymoron because it's so easy for him to say, like, okay, yeah, obviously he doesn't care about money. He makes $1 million a month. But I've seen this from the very, very beginning, from ground zero when I had nothing. And I see this pattern, and this is universal truth. When you do something because you love it, and when you do something because you genuinely want to serve, and you genuinely are having so much fun doing it, and it lights your heart on fire, and it lights your soul on fire, and you're doing it just because you love it with no end game in mind, you're not doing it to get money, is the most magnetic way to attract money. And when you do something because you want to make money, you will struggle to get there because we live in an inside out world. So if you're doing something to chase money, you will always chase money. When you flip that and realize that you are the vibration of money, you attract money. The vibration of money is joy, is happiness, is in service, is abundance. When you are the energy of abundance, when you're doing something just because you love it, then you attract abundance. And he mirrored that to me, and I was like, that is so true. And it was just, I just like loved the way that he said it. And it just like really hit me in between the eyebrows. I like immediately wrote it down. I'm like, okay, I'm telling the podcast about this because this is so good. And if I could share, like, the reason why I started this podcast was not for money at all. Literally, I was just learning all these things, and my friends were like sick of hearing hearing them, and I wanted a place to talk about it. The reason why I started my coaching business also wasn't for money. I know it sounds interesting to hear, but I was like, I don't care if I take the biggest money cut, because I had another business that was doing really, really, really well, and it was burning me out. I was unfulfilled. I was unhappy, and I had this like come to Jesus moment where I shared that I don't care if I take the biggest money cut ever and make like nothing, but I'm no longer willing to sacrifice my happiness for money. And so I took the job cut and I took the payment cut, which I thought would be, and I started this business. But because of like your financial thermostat, I ended up actually just making the same amount of money almost immediately and more. And everything I do in my life that is for fun and is because I want to and is just like not for an end goal in mind is the way that I make the most amount of money. And this is the biggest theme that I'm learning in all areas of my life right now. In all areas. I feel like every mentor, every video that I'm watching, everything, it's all sharing this one underscoring theme that I'm actually taking into my Q4, which is just do what you love. Do what you love. Do it with all of your heart. Do it in service of others, and everything else will be taken care of. And I'm not going to lie, it's terrifying in the beginning. It's terrifying because you're not doing it with an end goal in mind. You're not doing it for a result. You're not doing it to become a billionaire. But you're doing it because you love it. You're doing it because it's service to others. You're doing it because it brings you so much joy to do so, and it fulfills your heart and it makes you whole. And I will tell you, because of the law of divine compensation, it's impossible for you not to be compensated for it. It's impossible. So you will be. Just know that in your mind. You will be divinely compensated. But when you do things for money, notice in your life how that works out for you. And when you do things because you love it, because you're in service of others, because it lights your heart on fire, because it's your sole purpose, notice how that works out for you. And notice all the people that you see that are succeeding. Like, do you think that Elon Musk is doing it for the money? Do you think, and take your judgment away of the person, but do you think Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook for the money? No, he saw a niche in the market. He had this, I believe, like this soul calling, this idea come through him, and he took it on as his sole mission to bring Facebook to this world. Like, look at what he did because of an idea. I really don't believe that those people are doing it for the money. I believe that they're doing it for the passion. Let's look at Sarah Blakely, who started Spanx. She created an invention that created her so much desire and so much motivation that she incessantly sold that product. She went door to door selling Spanx, and now she's one of the richest women in the entire world. They don't do it for the money. They do it because they have this idea and this insatiable desire to create it. And as a byproduct, they amass money. And the thing that we also spoke about is when you do things for money, and let's say you have this soul divine journey to get the money and you did it for the money. Let's just say that happens, okay? Because obviously anything is possible. You're going to feel so empty. You're going to feel so empty. You're going to feel like you're wondering why, what you missed, because that's not the point. The point isn't the money. The point is the journey. The point is fulfilling your soul destiny. It's fulfilling your soul purpose. And honestly, that's how I felt when I was making all this money in my first business. I was like 25, making $40,000 a month. And I was so unhappy. I felt so empty. And I was like, wait, I thought when I had all this money, I was going to be so happy. But money doesn't fix mental health. Money doesn't solve limiting beliefs. Money doesn't change your belief system. You do. So when you are living in purpose and when you are living in service and when you are doing what lights you up and sets your soul on fire, money is like this celebrational bonus, and that makes you a magnet. It's the same in relationships. When you're so happy and so content on your own and you know that you don't need anyone else, will you then meet the partner? When you attract from need and like needing that thing to validate you to make you feel a certain way, it will be a dangling carrot until you realize that you create it within yourself. And that's the soul lesson for you. So anyone listening right now that is trying to attract something in their life, how can you become the vibrational match for it first? How can you create it within you and not needing that external thing to make you feel a certain way? Do what you love. Have so much fun doing it. Be in service to others. And I promise you, that is your path and journey to the most abundance you could ever imagine possible. More than money. Abundance of love, abundance of happiness, abundance of fulfillment, abundance of joy, pleasure, all the frequencies that you're actually desiring. Not actually desiring the money. You're desiring how the money is going to make you feel. And that's the way you attract it, is by feeling it first. Whoa! That was fun. Okay, I intend that this gets to whoever needs it. Okay? So if you know someone who needs to hear this today, send it their way. Do not forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And I just want to tell you guys, I'll link it below when it's ready. But on November 1st, we are doing a money challenge. I'm so freaking excited. So if you're listening to this and you're like, wait, how do I even begin? How do I even begin to connect to that frequency? I want help doing so. Help me get into this abundance frequency. I'm doing a 21-day challenge with you guys where I'm literally going to teach you exactly how. And I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. I'm just, beyond excited. So it's not ready yet. We're just putting on the finishing touches, but when it is live, it will be in the show notes. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. We'll announce everything there, and I'm so excited. Okay, I love you guys so much. Forehead kiss. Mwah. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye. Hey, before you go, would you love a free track that will clear any blocks to manifest what you desire? If you have heard me talk about my Clear the Fear method, and I'm offering you a free track, and all we ask in return is if you submit a review for the podcast. Just submit an honest review, take a screenshot and send it to hello@marleyrose.ca, and we will send you this free track so that you can unblock manifesting anything that you desire. This track is extremely powerful, so there's something in your life that you have been manifesting and it hasn't come through yet. Try this track to unblock and manifest all that you desire. I'm so excited for you to experience this magic, and I cannot wait for you to manifest everything that you desire. Thank you so much for submitting your review, and I look forward to reading it.